pretty crazy how we're at that time of year again. It's already time to talk about my favorite ski runs of the year and all of the 2024-25 recaps that I could think of before the season starts. It feels like, honestly, only a few months ago where I was sitting down talking about my favorite runs of the 2024 season, and now it's that time of year again. So to get ourselves excited for the next ski season that's coming up, the 2026 season, the best way I think to start is to talk about the previous season. There's so many different ideas and things that, oh my God. Fucking alarm as soon as I start making the video. There's a lot of different ways you could get excited for the ski season, and my favorite way is to go back to the previous season and talk about all of my favorite things. The hardest runs, my favorite resorts, my best days, my top 10 runs, which is what I'm gonna do in this video. This video is gonna be dedicated to my top 10 favorite runs of last season. It's not objectively like the hardest runs I've done all season, like in order or anything like that, the deepest snow. It's honestly just in order of my favorite for whatever reason it is. So I did the same thing last year, and I definitely upped the ante this season. I think I have double the amount of favorite runs this year. So very exciting stuff, very excited to talk about it and revisit this stuff, and hopefully my footage, I can reframe it a little better and make it look better for you guys. So that being said, let's just begin. Really quick before we do start, there is gonna be a little bit of cutting of the runs, just in case there is any traversing or anything in between that like isn't fun to watch, because for the sake of the video, we don't need a 2-hour video on my top 10 favorite runs of the year. So if there's any traversing in between long runs, I'm just gonna cut it out. There's no reason to have it in there. But yeah, that being said, I'm gonna get into some honorable mentions that I definitely didn't want to not mention in this video, because they all have this, they all just bring back specific memories, which is cool. So my first honorable mention is going to be a run down Polar Peak at Fernie. This was actually a really cool day where I actually caught the Polar Peak opening the Fernie, which is like super rare to me. I think they only open it like once February comes. So it's very exciting, a lot of fresh powder, super steep peak. I mean, probably one of the steepest summits I've ever skied, if not the steepest, up at Fernie. That's lift served at least. There is one regret I have with this run though. I did a lot of filming when I got up to the top instead of just getting right into the rope drop. I could have skied fresher powder and then come back up and filmed, but I decided to film first because I wasn't sure if I was gonna make it back up. I do wish I got the powder sooner because I was one of the first people up there, and it was definitely a missed opportunity on my end. So I wanna go back and make up for that eventually. But with that being said, it was still a sick run. It was a really, really crowded, like super crunchy at the top. And then once you actually got into the run, it was super soft. So I'll play it for you guys.
Buddy ski.
Of course, yeah. You want to grab it, or should I?
For him, yeah. Thanks.
Here you go.
Whose is that?
Mark's.
All right, second honorable mention
A little too excited
is
there.
when at Crystal Mountain, I found these really cool chutes called the bear pits. And there's not really much else to talk about it. I was just kind of exploring the zone, and it was very slick conditions. There was a lot of freeze-thaw cycles beforehand, and we got like 3 inches of snow, which isn't a lot, but it was enough to add something on top. So it was very slick underneath and very crunchy, but the snow on top was very dry, very good. It was a bluebird powder day, if you want to call it. But I found the bear pits to be really fun, and the specific one called Shot 2 was my favorite out of them, so I'll play that for you guys. Stay to the edge here. Right? Right, okay. Super narrow turns, but to avoid the ice, that actually was a pretty good strategy. This next run is cool because it's totally untracked and not a single soul in sight. This was about a day after my dad sprained his ankle for about 2 weeks. This was at Red Mountain. He actually fell off of a traverse, but trust me, that was not my favorite run. No, my favorite run from Red was this one I did with a local who I just met up with. He was some old guy who was a really cool person to ski with, gave me some cool stories, and just a vibe. And he told me about this really easy zone, but really nice because no one goes over there. And I don't even know what the name of it is. But we basically just found this field of untracked powder, and it was a super easy run. It was crunchy underneath, but I just remembered like floating and I just felt like so remote. So I thought that was worth putting into this video.
Isn't that lovely?
Phew, drop it in. Oh, that's awesome. Woo! Oh. That's insane. Gotta be careful of the goalies here. Oh, nice. Oh, these Nordicas were a good decision today because they're floating really well, but they're handling that crust underneath so nicely. Oh, yo, that's crazy. That's the cat track right there. I'm gonna do a couple more powder turns. Oh, nice. Ooh, that's phenomenal. Yeah. Wow. Ooh. Oh, feel like a bunny. Let's get into the actual top 10 now. This run was one of the deepest runs of my life. This was actually my first run on an insanely deep powder day at Snowbird on April 1st. There's this run off the GAD 2 chair at Snowbird that just holds powder so nicely. I always loved the GAD 2 chair. I think there's so much fun skiing off of there. But this run in particular, I just got it so right. And when I got to the bottom of it, it was just so deep, and I was able to just I just felt myself floating through it. And then I traversed through the woods a little bit and then ended up in this little pocket that I found last season that actually got like 20,000 views. So people liked it, both on Instagram Reels, and I think YouTube Shorts got like 8.5 thousand. And there's just something about it, I think the way it looked in there. So I got into there, but the difference was this season was there was twice as much powder. So I was just flying through there, and it was just a great run. And it was just a great way to start off the day too. Oh, that was sick. What the fuck? Oh. This next run, I actually counted how long I was floating through the powder, and it came out to 70 seconds. This was a long powder run for heli skiing with Selkirk Tangiers. This was our last run of the day, and there's not really much else to say about it other than it just felt like I was in the middle of nowhere, but there was powder everywhere. It was more condensed powder, even though it was technically like a storm day. We were flying up in a snowstorm, and it was really cool because I didn't even know that we would be able to fly in those conditions. It was super hit or miss. Like, we were super lucky on that we were able to go up there. And our last run of the day was just, it was just sick. It was just a long run that made me feel like I was skiing powder forever. Oh, close, nice. Let's rip. Yeah, look at this, dude.
Yeah, that was awesome.
This next run is one I really like to think about. This was probably the best Racer's Edge run I've ever had at Hunter. It's definitely the best Racer's Edge run I've ever had at Hunter. I just felt like I got the flow so perfect on this. Hunter is my home mountain, and to have a run from Hunter be in my top 10 of the season is really special because there's just something so authentic about having a powder day at Hunter, knowing where to go, and then just reaping the rewards of knowing the mountain that you ski at. This was on a bluebird powder day. I think we got about 6 inches of snow overnight, and we just woke up to sunny, beautiful, like blue skies. The snow just looked so perfectly coated on the mountain. And I think I jumped right in, yeah, I jumped right into Hellgate and skied that. It was pretty groomed all the way down until I got to Racer's Edge. And then once I got to Racers, I just felt like it was hard underneath, don't get me wrong, but the powder on top was so nice, and I just got this flow down the entire trail. I actually watched my friend Louie do the exact same run as me just a few minutes before, but instead of being the exact same run, actually, he skied the cliff first, got to Racers, and then cut out. I actually wish I started off with the cliff because he got some really nice face shots in there. And then he cut out at Racers early, which was actually my favorite part of the run. But anyways, yeah, Hellgate to Racer's Edge. Holy shit. This is phenomenal.
Unreal.
Bluebird powder day, can you believe that?
No.
Oh my god. I think this is a good choice. Woo! All right, going back to Revelstoke for heli skiing, I'm actually gonna have another run from Selkirk Tangiers. This was actually our second run of the day. And you might be wondering why I have this over the 70-second powder run shown earlier in the video. And that's because I don't know what it was, but I felt like my flow on this run just felt cleaner. It was earlier in the day, I felt like the snow was a little better. And even though it wasn't as long of a run, I just love rewatching it because it's more satisfying to me. I'm not even sure why, honestly, but when I watch this run compared to the other one, maybe there's more definition in the trees. Maybe it's just more visually appealing. Maybe I was just more excited to start off the day, but I don't know. I just have a better feeling about that one. So I decided to put it up here.
Oh, my voice cracked. Whoa, up here? What the shit? Oh, shit. Okay.
All right, this next run is special, main chute at Alta. I've wanted to ski main chute for years, and I'd be able to actually go up there and ski it for my first time. Granted, I didn't ski it as hard as I wanted to, but I'm gonna go back there, try to hit it with some powder and fly down way better. But for my first time in main chute, I think I did it pretty well. So hiked up there, it was a spring skiing type of day. Alta was pretty icy in the morning, but when I got up there, it started to warm up. Did the hike off the snowbird side, it was just a little bit easier. And yeah, main chute, I mean, there's not really much else to say about it if you know about it. Main chute is just like I don't even know how long main chute is. Main chute's just a really long, cool looking chute and pretty difficult too. Like I'd say I found some challenge in it. It wasn't the steepest run of my life by far, but it was a very fun, more like tiring run. It definitely takes the wind out of you more. So main chute at Alta.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Woo! The snow is great. Really? Yeah, it's super soft. Oh, let me get my boots on. Yeah, yeah. All right. Woo, I'm psyched up. Gotta get fired up. Ooh. All right, that was okay. I gotta get more comfortable doing this. Okay. All right. God, I want to ski this so much better. Lucas makes it look so easy. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's so nice.
That's good, right? You could squeeze by me if you want.
Sorry?
You could squeeze by me if you want.
Awesome, thank you.
Yep. This chute's a lot tougher than it looks. Oh, my legs are screaming. My legs are fucking screaming, dude.
All right, so this next one is actually going to be the same spot, but two different variations of the line. The first one is a straight line right off of the right of the rock. And the second one is actually going to be like my first ever legit cliff drop right off the front of the rock. This thing was about 8 feet tall, which is honestly pretty legit for a drop. So I was really excited about that. My friend Oscar was hyping me up. So the whole atmosphere was insane. The lift line was going crazy because they saw I was up there for a while and I was honestly scared shitless, and they were all cheering me on, which actually made it even worse. But I went off of it, and yeah, you'll see what happens. And the first one was a straight line, which I don't know why I kind of screamed like a little, but it's pretty funny. So I figured I'd put that in there anyways. I put music over it the first time so you wouldn't hear it, but this time I'm just gonna let you guys listen to the whole thing. So yeah, the straight line first, and then the cliff drop right after. My first ever legit cliff drop.
Fuck it! Woo! Yoo! Oh.
Yeah, what?
Oh my god, that scared the shit out of me. Oh my god, bro. What the fuck am I doing?
All right, staying at Snowbird. This one is gonna be on Restaurant Roll right off of the Cirque. Restaurant Roll right into Wilbur Bowl. This was on the deepest day of the season, and I was following pro skier Tom Sketch and his girlfriend. So we were skiing some powder that day and just having a great time up on the mountain. And I think this was about my third or fourth lap of the day. And this run just reminded me of one of my other favorite runs that was actually even higher on this list that you'll see soon. But just catching deep powder off such a steep area at Snowbird where no one has really gotten into yet, and skiing it strong was just what made this run special to me. And to have it on one of the best days of the season with a really good skier and just have kind of a ripping run down some blower powder is what made this run really special.
Straight through here. Go over to the right, wherever you want.
I'm just gonna squeeze by you. Yoo! Hell yeah. Yeah. Yoo!
That was good. I thought it was gonna be scratchy.
Yeah, that was
All
sick.
right, nothing.
Faster, which is crazy. He's so good. That was good. I got a little crunchy in there, but.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was sick.
Yeah.
All right, still staying at Snowbird. Dude, guys, Snowbird is the place to be. We have the Road to Provo rope drop. This was I think my second rope drop run. I think I did about 4 of them. The first one was good. I went off of the traverse earlier. And the second one, since less people were making it out further, I went up to, you know, I don't know the name of the spot, but I just traversed as far out as I could, did a little sidestepping up, and there was actually a photographer where I was too. But this run was so smooth. It was actually the day after of the last run. So the snow was still coming down the night before, but there were zones in the mountain that didn't open. So they opened Provo, and I just got a completely untracked, like creamy, fast run down Provo. And it was also our last day of the road trip, and to still be ending off the season in deep powder like that was insane.
Oh yeah. Oh!
All right, number 2. So this run
Holy
was
shit.
almost number 1. This run is just totally awesome. This is my favorite powder run probably on the planet that I've been to so far. And this is Rendezvous Bowl into the Hobacks at Jackson Hole. We had a few days of really deep storm skiing, and this was probably our deepest day at Jackson Hole, I think by far actually. We got the first tram up to the top, I think first or second tram. Actually, I think it was second tram, but you know, still same thing. So we get up to the top, and Rendezvous Bowl is honestly pretty windblown. It's like total blizzard conditions up there. But once I got further down and into the Hobacks, the snow in there was the deepest snow I've ever skied up to that point. It was blower, and it was a little hard underneath in certain spots. So you would be skiing deep powder, and then all of a sudden you'd hit like a mogul that wasn't covered up as much, and you just go flying. So yeah, there was a lot of shit happening on that run. I also met up with someone who was visiting from the East Coast as well. So we did the whole lap down, and it's just 4,000 feet of untracked powder. This was almost my favorite run of the year. And this was a one I was planning on as well. We both watched the same video from Ryzen Alpine, where he went down this long powder run, which was Rendezvous Bowl to the Hobacks. And I knew about it before I watched that video, but even watching that video, I was like, damn, if I hit powder there, I gotta go into that zone. And the guy I was skiing with, the snowboarder, his name was Austin, he said the exact same thing. So yeah, just the atmosphere, you know, being up there for the first run of the day at Jackson Hole on a powder day is pretty unbeatable. So Rendezvous Bowl to the Hobacks.
Totally gnarly. Oh, oh, oh. Okay. That was sick, but it's like, as a warm-up run, that is so tough. Ugh. Super dry. What the fuck? This is so deep. Dude, I've never been in snow this deep.
Oh my god.
What the hell?
This is fucking sick.
Yeah, dude.
I grew up on the East Coast.
Me too, I'm from New York.
Oh fuck yeah. Dude.
Whoa. Oh. Whoa. Holy shit. All right, think through here, you could just send it.
Yeah. I can do it.
What do you think? You want to get over there or you want to stay here?
Up to you, dude. I don't think you can go wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe just stay in these trees, see what's going on.
I think if you stay close in between the trees,
Yeah.
less moguls,
Yeah.
a lot better.
Let's go.
Cause it's hard underneath, you don't expect it.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
All right, number one.
Oh yeah, dude.
This season was insane, and there's so many good lines this year, but this one stood out to me the most. And honestly, what stands out to me the most about it is when you look at it from afar. This is probably the coolest looking run I've ever skied in my life, at least when you draw a line down what you just skied. And this is Brain Damage at Crystal Mountain. This was actually my first ever day at Crystal Mountain. And on my first day, I was like, you know what? I want to go hard. I want to go up and ski the king. So I did just that. I met up with a local. We hiked all the way up. And we were picking between two lines. There was one called Pinball, and there was one called Brain Damage. Either one looked good to me. Brain Damage looked a little easier. Pinball has like more of a choke at the top. Brain Damage has a drop at the top that's pretty wide open, and it just goes into this super sick couloir. And I did the whole thing without stopping. When I dropped in, I stopped for a little just to get myself ready. And then I went the whole run. And honestly, I was really happy with how I skied the run. I felt like I was skiing it pretty aggressively. And it was one of the toughest runs I've ever done. The snow conditions were pretty scrapey, but I enjoyed it, you know, like as an East Coaster, like that's good snow to me. Maybe someone out West would be a little more nervous on that, I'm not sure. The steepness was really fun, but manageable. And this run was just honestly like the coolest run I've ever skied. So Number 1, my favorite run of the 2025 season, brain damage at Crystal Mountain.
I ruled that out.
You got this.
Yeah. All right. All right. Woo! All righty. Oh my God, let's go! Woo! Whoa. That was tough. The snow was really tough. But it was a mix of powder and like very crunchy. Oh.
All right, damn, that was quite the list. You know, last year my favorite runs were the Alphabet Goalies at Lake Louise or North Bowl at Revelstoke. This year my favorite runs were Rendezvous Bowl to Hobacks at Jackson Hole and then Brain Damage at Crystal. So yeah, really sick 2 seasons. This last season honestly just blew it out of the water though. And I bet that next season I'm gonna have a top 15 or top 20 hopefully of my favorite runs. So I'm not sure, you know, how crazy they're gonna be, but I know they're probably gonna be crazier. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. We have a 6th season coming up. We still got a few more weeks of content coming out. And yeah, Hunter probably opens around Thanksgiving weekend. So we got about a month. Gonna get a ton of surfing in for you guys, going to big snow, doing all that fun stuff. So yeah, hope you enjoyed and we'll see you guys next time.